April 3, 2025, the primary lawsuit concerning the validity of NJZ's contract officially began. Unlike the previous injunction proceedings, this case will be overseen by a different judge. This could mean a fresh perspective on everything that has happened so far. If you've been keeping up, you already know that NJZ has been fighting for their freedom from ADOR since late 2024, claiming breach of trust. ADOR, on the other hand, insists that the group is still under contract and has taken legal action to prevent them from working independently. During the hearing, the judge asked if there was a possibility of settlement or mediation. ADOR's lawyer responded that they hoped to reach a settlement. However, NJZ's legal team shut down the idea, stating that, given the members' emotional state, it was simply not possible at the moment. What NJZ presented in court? NJZ's legal team argued that even a single breach of contract would be enough to justify termination. However, even if each issue alone were not sufficient, when all the problems were considered together, the conclusion was clear. The trust between both parties had completely collapsed beyond repair. They also emphasized that with ADOR's complete change in leadership, the company is now fundamentally different from the one NJZ originally signed with. In their view, this situation is not just about Min Hee-jin. They argued that the ADOR that NJZ had trusted no longer exists after her removal and the appointment of HYBE's chosen executives. According to the defense, ADOR is now merely a legal shell of what it once was, and the court must carefully examine whether this new ADOR is still the same company that NJZ originally placed their trust in. What ADOR presented in court? ADOR argued that NJZ does not depend solely on Min Hee-jin to continue their activities. Since ADOR is a subsidiary of HYBE, the largest company in the industry, they believe it is unreasonable to claim that no other producer within HYBE could support the group. ADOR claimed that the group successfully prepared and performed at Hong Kong without Min Hee-jin's help, which contradicts the idea that they can't continue without her. NJZ legal team responded to ADOR's argument by saying that if the company truly believed another producer could take over, then they should have prepared for that before or during Min Hee-jin's dismissal. They pointed out that it's been over 6 to 7 months since the conflict started, and still, no alternative plans or new production direction have been presented. ADOR denied any claims that they forced Min Hee-jin out, stating that she left voluntarily. According to them, she was offered a contract renewal as a director and the opportunity to continue producing, but she insisted on becoming CEO. When that didn't happen, she chose to leave. ADOR also accused NJZ of cutting off all communication after Min Hee-jin's departure and unilaterally terminating their contract. They stated that this left the company without time to find an alternative solution. Lastly, ADOR argued that the production of new content was halted because NJZ refused to communicate, not because of any failure on ADOR's part. The court acknowledged that this case is different from typical contract disputes involving idols. The judge mentioned that they had previously handled cases where idols wanted to terminate their contracts due to not receiving payments, but this situation is unique, since the core issue revolves around broken trust. The judge noted that this concept is abstract and can be interpreted differently by each person. Because of this, they will need to carefully determine how to assess whether the trust between NJZ and ADOR has truly been irreparably damaged.